Good morning, everyone. We are getting ready to do a video, but just thought we'd show you kind of a little landscape of what our valley looks like right now. Actually, there's a lot of this snow that's melted off, but over on the hills to the east and west of us, there's still lots of snow up on the pass, up on the hills that surround Golden Valley. But we've had, I don't know if we've seen a report of how much snow we've had, but I bet it's been a couple inches at least.
And it stayed on the ground.
Yeah, it stayed on the ground. We woke up this morning and there was a blanket of white everywhere. Now it's been a few hours with no snow falling, so it's kind of melted off. But anyway, so it does snow in the desert, just in case you guys wanted to know. Anyway, let's get into the project. All right, so now let's get into making some sawdust. But yeah, it's a little chilly out here. I think the high today was like 32 degrees. Crazy. It's not what I moved to the desert for. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I'm wearing my beanie today because my bald head needs some warmth. So we have a brand new monthly template. You guys have probably already seen this. But if you haven't, what are we calling her, by the way?
I don't know yet.
I don't know. Little heart girl or something?
Valentine's girl.
Yeah, something. Anyway, so this is the monthly template for the month of February 2021. So let's carve that. I've got it laid out here, and I want to carve one inset and one outset. So I've got the carving liner in because there's some pretty detailed stuff in there.
Sorry, the ground's wet. My tripod's not quite moving the way it should.
So I've got some pretty fine detail. So this one's going to be inset, which means all of these internal pieces are going to be outset. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do all my carving liner work first. And hopefully I won't get confused here in what I'm doing, which in this kind of thing, it can be confusing. All right, let's get after it. All right, so this one's inset. All right, here we go. Okay, guys, so that's all of the detail work, I think. So now I'm going to put the profile in, and we'll come back and carve those lines deeper and get the rest of it cut. All right, guys, a couple things. I forgot to mention, this is wormy maple. This is a piece of wormy maple that I got from Luther a couple years ago. And it was a piece of scrap I had sitting around. I really like the way it looks, so that's why I decided to use it. Secondly, I marked this inset, marked this outset. Thirdly, I was at about a 16th, I think, maybe even a 32nd down here on the carving liner. I didn't mention that as well. Now I've got the profile bit in, and I'm just about an eighth of an inch, something like that. I may have to adjust it as I go. We'll find out, and we're going to go right now. Here we go. folks, so here's what we got. Because this one is inset and this one is outset, Vicki and I were actually talking as the camera was rolling, and she was a little bit confused on that, and it's super easy to be confused. So remember, when your image is inset, then anything inside of that needs to be outset, like these pieces here. And the opposite is true. When anything is outset, then the inside pieces need to be inset. So I've made many mistakes over the decades of getting those mixed up, and that's one of the reasons I wrote on there. So the second thing is, you saw that I went around everything with the profile bit to give myself a fatter line. Those of you that have been watching for a while, you kind of know that that's the process. But in case you didn't, in case you're brand new, if I had not done that, then when I go back in to take all of this stuff out or put an outline around this, it would have been very hard not to run in to my detail areas. So we are going to shut down right now. I'm going to adjust this depth. We're going to go in and warm up for a few minutes because it's like 30 degrees out here, and we'll be back when we're thawed out. All right, let's get into this. So I've got the profile bit. Now I've set it for about 3/16, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cut that wide line again, just a little bit more to give me a little bit more room, just so I don't have to hit those edges. Here we go. That's it. I think I got all my spots covered there. This is a pretty hard wood, so you got to brush it pretty good. I'll brush it again when I get the background all done. By the way, guys, if you haven't cut this Ambrosia maple or curly maple, I don't know if it's just me, but it sure smells like baking kettle corn. I used to have a kettle corn place right up across from Oatman, and this smells like, I guess I'm just hungry. Maybe it's lunchtime, but it smells like cooking kettle corn. All right, so we're going to come right back with a cleanup bit, and we'll take care of the background. Okay, so I've got the 90-degree bit in, and I'm set just at 1/4 of an inch, something like that. And we're going to go in and take this stuff out, and then we're going to put a fat line around Valentine girl over here. Here we go. Oh, I'm using my Makita, by the way. All right, guys, the carving is all done. So I am going to do some masking here. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm going to brush this real good just to make sure all of my little pieces are out of there, and we'll come back and we'll get some coloring going here. Be right back. Okay, so I have an idea that I want both of my hearts to be red, and so this heart, the inset one, I'm actually going to spray with my chalky finish. If you guys haven't seen this, this is a replacement for the ink or the black primer. This is definitely a matte finish, so it works really well. So I'm just going to hit this real quick with this. That's it. And then I'm going to wait till that dries. I'm going to pull this masking tape off of there. Then I'm going to mask off that and spray the rest of it with this black primer. And as soon as that dries, we'll come back, we'll sand it off, and we'll be almost done. Be right back. Let's see what it looks like.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah. Now what I want to do is I want both those hearts to be red. So I am going to take this little Tombow felt pen that I have. Now, normally if I really want this to be right, I would have carved a line there. Because I may get some bleeding. I'm hoping not, but I might get some bleeding.
Couldn't you do that after you put a spray finish on it?
Normally I will do this before I put a finish on it. So I'm going to use my really tight line here and try and disseminate. So where should that line be? Should that come down and then connect there? All right, let's see what happens here. Is that about right?
Yeah, looks good.
And then I'll use the other end. It didn't actually bleed too much. Actually, I don't think it bled at all. So this is the way I would do color, guys. I guess I don't really need to spit on the sign. This is the way I normally would do color if I'm doing them quick out on site. Like this is, you know, felt tip pens is how I always did my color when I was making them on site at Oatman or, you know, any of the places that I carved on site. You guys know I love the one shot, but this is the quick and easy way. Now this isn't the permanent way, because the one shot is permanent. This will fade in about a month. But I think you guys are getting the idea. Actually, that's a pretty good red. It's a better red than I thought it was. I know I'm taking longer than I should here, but anyway, that's the idea that I had. So now what we're going to do, we got to let that set for a minute, dry, and then we're going to come back and put some clear on it. We'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm just using my regular Rust-Oleum clear, and that heart, I think it's pretty dry. No, I think it's dry enough. So there you go. Inset and outset.
Don't move it.
Which one do you guys like better? I'm not sure. I don't know. I kind of like them both.
Me too.
Anyway, there it is, guys. That's how you would go about carving it. So that is the tom for February 2021. We are done on this video. Hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, email me directly, eric@makeawoodsign.com. We would love it if you would make a comment on this video. Let me know what you guys think. Anytime we get comments on the videos, it's better for the algorithm and all of that stuff. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to subscribe. So send me questions, eric@makeawoodsign.com. And hope you liked it. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.